What's going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. This is the Quick Pitch MLB DFS podcast and live stream recording here for Tuesday's 12-game main slate. James, man, Monday, we were on it. If you played the example lineup that we put out there on DraftKings, you cashed. You know, we had that Angel stack. That four-man Angel stack was... You couldn't have the wrong four Angels there, right? Yep. We had Ohtani, Trout,
except David Fletcher.
Yeah.
Except David Fletcher.
Well, we didn't even have David Fletcher. We played Elvis Andrus, who homered, right, on your call there, right? I was looking at maybe playing Baez. You were like, nah, Andrus at 2,700. Guy had a monster night. Really the only letdown in our lineup was that we really wanted, we made all of those moves so we could pay up for Manny Machado. And Manny Machado gave us zero, but it worked out in the end because we made those moves that we did to get him in the lineup, and it gave us Ward, it gave a lot of Trout, Ohtani, and Rengifo, and all of them had monster nights.
That's on Hunter Brown, too.
Hunter Brown. Well, how about rookies last night, huh?
Right,
the Diamondbacks rookie came out there, 7 shutout innings. And I think that helped, too. I mean, if you looked at the Padres rostership last night on DraftKings, all over 25%, with the exception of Jerks and Profar, who we did play, who had pretty much the only damage on that team. Two doubles,
right?
And he was 15%. So listen, we had a good week. We had a good Monday. We had a good Friday. That's 2 days in a row, right? We're going to keep this, see if we can get a little 3-game hitting streak going here with today's 12-gamer.
Yeah, and a different 12-gamer, right? Like we were talking about Monday, no aces on the slate. No, real, standouts, and that's why we ended up going to, Andrew Heaney a lot.
Right.
That has changed. And what also has changed, John, and we knew it was coming, right? We couldn't escape Coors for 2 straight weeks. We were dodging Coors left and right. You know, we were countering with jabs. But here we are.
You do what we could.
Milwaukee and Coors.
Do we got any weather issues? I know I'm up in Boston. We got a lot of rain here today. I know the Yankees are up in the Northeast. You know, what do we got for weather today? Anything significant?
The Yankees are a postponement potential.
Okay.
And I think
that takes out the top price pitcher potentially.
Yeah, that's really it. But it looks like literally could be a postponement. There's wind blowing in Wrigley, which could benefit pitching here. It's Cincinnati, Chicago, so not the best two offenses there. Super warm in LA.
Right.
So Detroit's still in the Ohtani and Trout land. Just
Ohtani's home run last night was wild. The left center.
Which one?
Yeah, right.
Which one? Because he hit 2 off regular pitchers and then struck out against a position player.
Yeah, that was frustrating because I'm sitting there in that 8th inning. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Another AB.
They pinch hit Trout. Ohtani strikes out, Rengifo singles. But still, how many times last week against when we did our Red Sox stack, they put Culberson in, right? And whoever it was, and they got the whole heart of the lineup out. So, we got
I wonder what position pitchers this year, I bet their ERA has to be great. Every time that I have a guy facing a position player, I just tune away.
Yeah.
Because I know the result isn't out.
60-mile-an-hour eephus striking out Ohtani last night. Yeah. Anyways, we got a lot to get to. We got 12 games. We'll go into pitching. We mentioned already here that Garrett Cole potentially going to be probably not in our roster builds because of the weather that we're dealing with here.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on the top tier pitching slate?
So we've been saying it a lot, and it was on display last night. Well, actually, I was about to use the Guardians as a reference, but Shane Bieber pitching for the Guardians, so my point does not matter. Bieber's fine, 10-6. He's pitching well.
Good strikeouts games.
Yeah. Yep. Big strikeouts. I mean, for a little bit, too. Kind of since the end of July, 8 or more in 5 of his last 7 games. Yeah. So we're getting peak Bieber, Cy Young, Bieber form. Framber, I mean, what can you say about him?
Quality start.
Dude, it's just bet the over on quality starts every 5 days and you will be happy.
Numbers against Texas this year. Again, he just faced them, so we have it. But 4 games, 3-0, 0.96 ERA. 28 strikeouts, 28 innings, 3 earned runs allowed. So, 28 divided by 4 is 7. So, he's just out there just throwing quality starts,
That seems good. And we're getting strikeouts, too.
Right.
Pretty much every start. 6 or more in 4 straight starts. I mean, there's nothing bad you can say. I would say I'm starting, of the top tier, I'm starting my cash lineup with Framber. But I guess the elephant in the room, John, is we talk about Kyle Wright 2 starts ago, right? And we're like, the guy's done. He's not throwing pitches. He's going to throw 80 pitches to start.
He did. He threw 73.
And then Atlanta's like, you know what? You're doing pretty good. Let's leave you out there for 96 pitches in the next start. And he goes for 27 fantasy points again, and we look stupid. And by we, I mean me, because I'm the one who pointed it out and brought you along for the ride without your permission. So he gets an elite matchup.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we can only really use the information that's at hand. In his last 3 starts, he went 77, 84, 73. So we're like, all right, in September now, they got a playoff run. You know, they want to save him a little bit. And we thought that's what they were going to do. And then, they're like, you know what? Yeah, your arm's probably a little bit, ready to go. We'll send you back out there. So, yeah, listen, I'll say this. You saw how productive he was while throwing 70 to 80 pitches, right? 21, 23, 34. So that's not scaring me away from throwing him tonight, and if he does throw 90, then he's got 30-point upside. So he had 34 fantasy points against Pittsburgh in 73 minutes. So 73 pitches, rather. So, the elite potential's there. Big ballpark, too, in Oakland, pitchers-friendly park. So, yeah, I like Kyle right there a lot. What are your thoughts on the other 3 9Kers? We have Musgrove against Arizona, Woodruff in Colorado, probably a fade there. And you got Merrill Kelly on the opposite side there against San Diego.
I mean, Woodruff hasn't been, all that great to begin with.
Right.
So, now...
Except against the Cubs.
Now, factor in he's in cores. It is probably a fade. If you want to be really different, sure. But, I could be burning money at that point.
Sure.
Musgrove is just incredibly, up and down with fantasy. Doesn't strike people out, then strikes people out, then doesn't strike people out, then strikes people out. So you can go there 9,500. Arizona's offense has been super pesky, man. I feel like they're like the Nationals offense of earlier in the year, where nobody struck them out and they were just weirdly productive. And so I don't know. I would rather just find 200 to get to Wright or 500 to get to Valdez. And the Merrill Kelly, I guess, right? He's been super good, and the Padres offense been horrible.
His last 10 games, he got 2 ERA. So, and he's faced the Padres twice, 0.9 ERA, only 10 innings, but 1 earned, 12 strikeouts.
Yeah, I have no
Merrill
problem.
Kelly never stopped really being good, right? There was a slight blip, but for the most part, he's been really good this season. So.
He's 99 on FanDuel, Tyler Anderson 98, Logan Gilbert 95, Johnny Cueto 91. Those prices all seem kind of elevated.
Yeah, I'm with you there. 8K range, which Johnny Cueto shows up today. At $8,700, I think, is one to note. Yeah, obviously, you have 7 against Arizona. Around that, though, a lot of really strong outings. So for $8,700, you have him. Logan Gilbert, sort of the same question. Which Logan Gilbert appears. Shuts out Detroit in 84 pitches. $8,500, good strikeout potential there. Tougher lineup, but he faced them already this year. Shut them out over 5 innings, and we know generally we like the White Sox against lefties versus righties, so it could be a spot for him there. We mentioned Joe Ryan could be rained out of that game, not that we want to throw him against the Yankees. And then Anderson at $8,100. We like him. He's been good. Cheap price tag at $8,100. But how are your thoughts on San Francisco after what they did to our boy Andrew Heaney last night?
Yeah, I don't like this tier, to be quite honest, Sean. Johnny Cueto, although the fantasy numbers have been pretty decent, very low strikeout rate. Yes, he keeps the ball on the ground, which is excellent in fantasy. He gives up a lot of hits. Every start, there's constant traffic. He's not fooling anybody anymore. I'm very indifferent about him. Logan Gilbert, tournaments only, just given how up and down he's been. Joe Ryan's going to get rained out. I think Tyler Anderson profiles more as a cash game play than he does as a tournament play.
Right.
Super consistent, but not a ton of upside.
Under $8,000 then. There's some interesting names in matchups. Cole Irvin's at home. We've talked about Irvin at home this year. Elite, right? 1.94 ERA. Atlanta obviously has some boppers. It's not the best matchup for him in terms of his opponent, but he might get a little bit of a strikeout boost just given the lineup that he's facing. Quintana against Washington. We've talked about lefties against Washington this season of late have been pretty good. Quintana has been, nothing too special, but if there was a matchup for him, he's home. Against Washington, that could be a spot. And then Eduardo Rodriguez, he's back, right?
Yep.
Not great in his return start, but
he's made 3 starts. He's made 3 starts.
Right.
He was good in his first 2, and then Seattle rocked him.
Right. So
another tier I hate I think pitching stinks today, John.
Right.
I think I'm going out on a limb here and saying that pitching stinks. I don't know. Like, Irvin is obviously, I think, I shouldn't say probably the best pitcher in this tier, but like has been getting hit of late. 5 earned runs or
Connor probably is the best
starts.
win equity of this group.
Yeah, except I agree, except for the point that like he's not going deep into games anymore. Like 4 starts in a row where he's just 2 of which he just got to 5 innings, 2 of which he couldn't get out of the 5th and out of the 3rd, and only 1 of those starts he's thrown more than 78 pitches. I don't know.
I wonder. I wonder a little bit on I guess we should look in the game script there, but you're not wrong, right? 73. He did throw 86 against Atlanta, 78. Again, it's not great, right? We're in this tier where it's wishy-washy, but Cards are big favorites. St. Louis, lefties against Washington has been a spot that we've targeted. And really before this recent stretch, he didn't have a bad run. He had 3 starts of 24-17, 23-20. So, maybe he had a bad run and this is a spot to get him going at home. I don't know. Again, just kind of feeling through the tier. I'm probably with you. This might be the only spot, him and Irvin, if you're trying to be different.
Erod could be interesting. Do you think, after last night, do you think the Angels are popular?
Probably. I mean, I would.
Right, it's a lefty. We know Rengifo hits lefties. Trout's been crushing lefties. Ohtani hits everybody. Is an alien.
Yeah.
Could be a contrarian spot.
Yeah, I could see them. And I mean, again, bad start for Erod against Seattle. They hammered him. But Texas and LA, like you mentioned, his 2 previous starts, he's good. Just no strikeouts. He's walking a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I don't know what Detroit's likelihood of winning that game is either. So, value-wise, though, again, not a ton here. Wade Miley against Cincinnati, like maybe coming off the IL. Nothing. Like, I don't know. Does any of this stand out to you as a value play that you want interested in here?
So, I guess I'm interested. Like, Kyle Bradish has been kind of 2 straight starts, 15 scoreless innings, Sean, against Houston and Cleveland. Like, not, Houston's an elite offense. Cleveland is fine. Both are wins, both on the road. He now pitches in a friendly ballpark. Yes, Toronto's offense is scary, but
he had back-to-back starts against Toronto, 6 earned in 11 innings, it looks like. So okay.
Yeah, I agree, but also wasn't coming off 2 bangers.
Maybe he's found something. I will say I'm thankful for this being a 12-game slate because it doesn't seem like we like any pitchers really below 8K. So.
Yeah, we could just.
We have to find some value, I think, in the hitters, which we're usually pretty capable of.
Here it is, John. Here it is. Ready? Mike Myers, 4,800, because Detroit is just that bad.
Yeah.
Probably garners ownership. The start before he got shelled against the Yankees.
Yeah.
5 scoreless. 3 of his 4 starts before that were double-digit fantasy points. If you told me that Mike Myers at 4,800 got me 12 fantasy points, and that let me spend up for Trout, Ohtani, or Judge, or Betts, or whatever, I would consider it.
Yeah, listen, if he gets to the 18 he got you against Tampa Bay, you won the slate.
And that's a W.
So sure. All right, we'll consider it. We'll throw his
Detroit
name in the hat.
Detroit is bad. They are bad.
Yeah, we'll throw his name in the hat. Let's see.
I think that's it. Bubik, but the Guardians just do not strike out.
No.
Brady Singer had 1 strikeout last night.
We're good. All right, let's go to catcher. Adley's the top price guy. Who is this? Who's this Giants pitcher that they got going on here?
Huang? Let's look him up.
I don't see any stats for him this year, so he's not pitched. He doesn't even have any notes. Does this man... Where is he from?
He is a 28-year-old from Taiwan. He's a rookie.
What's his baseball reference stats show?
He pitched in the PCL this year, so take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
4.47 ERA, 65 strikeouts in 52 innings. Not too bad. 7 home runs in 52 innings. 11 strikeouts per 9 innings is good. 4.5 walks per 9 innings.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. Bad walk rate. He's going to, not like we're going to pitch him against the Dodgers, but maybe Dodgers are a team that we want to play.
Dodgers stack, yeah. WD-40 got the day off yesterday, so.
Yep. So Smith's there, top price guys. You could go either Atlanta catcher if you wanted to against the lefty, and Irvin again, more of a pitcher's park. So again, take that for what it is.
Maybe a lower owned Braves because of that?
Yeah, probably lower owned Braves because of that. Man, there's not a lot of good catchers matchups. Maybe Narvaez against Cool in Colorado, right?
Or Caratini because Caratini's been good.
Sure.
If depending on who they play, Caratini's been the better of the two.
Yeah, I think I would probably just play either and just spend down at the catcher spot. It's been hitting the ball a little bit better lately. 324, 830 OPS if you're going against Quintana.
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
$2,600 for Ruiz.
Yeah, I think the Nationals have a little pop against lefties too, if I'm not mistaken. They're, I take that back a little bit.
Yeah, Barnhart may be the starter today with the righty on the mound over Haas, so could see.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Could see him there at 23. Sebi, if he finds a way to line up at 23, I don't mind. That's probably it. I think I'm spending down for either Kybert or whichever Coors Brewers catchers is on there. So, okay. First base. Otani against Rodriguez, Goldschmidt against Espino, Guerrero, Bradish, Freeman to a swing. Freeman homered last night. We talked about it.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Good for him, right? I'm glad we were able to bring that out of him. CJ Cron better against righties this year, and he's in Coors at 49. You've talked about Meneses a bit, gets the lefty spot. I don't know if you want to go back to the well after I know he let you down the other day.
I mean, he keeps hitting, so I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
We talked about the fact that Quintana is not going deep into games and has a lot of hits, 7 or more hits in 3 of his last 4 games. So yeah, I don't hate him.
Okay, Rowdy and Coors at 42.
Yeah, he'll be popular. Burrs are going to be popular for sure.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. You can go Ty France, right? 30 and under.
Yeah, Ty France. I like him and Mountcastle in that little tier right there. Sure. Mountcastle, Mitch White has been horrible.
Solano first base only against returning Wade Miley in Chicago.
Could. He's struggling right now, but we could. Yeah. Could go there. Keston Hiura, dude, has been interesting this year. Yeah. All the power. Doing nothing else, per usual, right? Striking out a lot, hitting a lot of home runs.
Yeah.
But he's in Coors, and he's been better against righties. So if he makes the lineup, I would have a tournament interest there.
Anybody else?
Kevin Biggio's been on a little homer streak here, 3 in his last 5 games.
Okay.
If Pujols makes the lineup,
sure.
Paulo Espino is hot trash. So Pujols,
except for that one start where he wasn't.
Yeah.
I feel like we stacked against him, and he actually pitched pretty well. So.
Yeah, I think, except for that one start, we stacked against him.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. That's good for me. Second base. Altuve is at the top against Otto. I don't really think much of Otto here, so I think Houston in general is probably okay. Jimenez against Bubic. I know it's a...
Bubic worse against lefties this year.
Yeah, lefty spot for Jimenez, so we'll see there. Edmonds at 48.
Jimenez hitting 307 against lefties this year.
Like no one's going to play him. Nobody ever plays him, so...
360 against Bubic.
I like it. I like Jimenez. Always the low-on guy. Can steal, can hit home runs. Has some power there. So, and you mentioned Estrada hits lefties. He homered last night. It's 4,200. Would you play him against Anderson?
Yeah, 287, 377 WOBA, 7 home runs against lefties. So
our boy Rengifo.
Oh yeah,
4 hits last night.
Yeah, I'm okay locking him into second or third. Honestly, he just crushes lefties.
We'll figure out where we like. We'll probably lock him in a second because there's gonna be more third basemen onto this.
Yep.
Let's see. Where's Grissom?
He's $30,000.
It's a lefty though, so.
You see that home run was against Alcantara.
Yeah.
That was the slate that we're like, this is the first slate we're not going to play him and homer. We got to stop making proclamations like that because everyone's hitting home runs. Dating back to Yandy Diaz earlier in the year. Everyone's hitting home runs.
Do we get some Gunnar Henderson shares here? Lefty versus White? 3,300?
They move him to second. Dude, they just cannot figure this dude's position out.
Well, he plays 9 positions, so
he does play 9 positions. That's true.
You also have Colton Wong in Coors.
Oh, hey, that's the chalk. 3,700 Colton Wong.
Yeah,
and he's been really good lately. That's your chalk.
Do you move Rengifo to third and then play Wong at second?
Well, that's going to depend on how we feel about Coors. Because I was gonna suggest fading it, but if you want to play it,
well, I mean. We could fade it. It's a definitely risky play, but Henderson at 33.
I like Henderson.
He's at second, third base eligibility, so him and Gifo can just flip-flop.
Alternate.
However we want. Grissom's at 3K.
I don't think we need to go any further. That's elite value. Any one of those 3 guys are.
So we'll table Henderson there, but he's definitely a strong candidate, I think, for us to play second or third. Third base top guys, you have Arenado against Espino at 61. We know we like that matchup. I don't know, where do you Ramirez gets Bubic? Machado versus Kelly, Riley versus Irvin, Chapman is 5,400 against Bradish.
Sheesh, these price tags.
Bregman at odd. There's 6 guys over 5K, or more than 6 guys over 5K. So, I obviously put Arenado at the top where he's priced. He hits righties. I've been telling you all that for a month. And then after that, who's your number 2? Is it Bregman?
Probably Bregman. Otto worse against righties. Bregman better against righties.
Right.
Austin Riley, I think, will go overlooked because of the ballpark.
Sure.
But we know to play him when he's streaky, and 4 home runs in his last games. You know.
Do we got any BVP for Bregman or Otto? Do you know?
Yeah, very good. 2 for Kyle Tucker and Chas McCoy. 2 home runs projected in the Astros lineup. Yeah, just 2 for 9. I don't know if that's or not, but that's a small sample.
Mid-tier guys, maybe we look at Turner.
Yep, still just raking. Absolutely raking everything.
Yeah, hitting the ball really well. You know, we talked about it. Like, maybe we do just go double mid-tier here.
Like, with the Rengifo play?
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking? And then Gunnar. We have Gunnar as an option. We have 30 kind of struggling right now. JD Davis homered last night.
He did homer last night, yep. Could go there. Could go JD Davis.
31.
Not hitting well overall, but 3 games with a run, a home run last night, so.
Matt Duff hit 5th for the Angels last night, John, 2,100.
No thanks. No thanks. So, yeah, I guess the decision is probably going to be made between Arenado or punting this third base spot, so we'll figure it out. Shortstop, Turner, Seager, Bichette, 3 home runs yesterday. Gladdy's coming around. The dude is on fire right now. So,
This is the first time we can actually say that, right? Like, instead of like, oh, he's turning a corner. Like, no, he's turning the corner. This is the corner.
Yeah, he's got the final month to save fantasy managers like myself who took him in the first round.
This is like first bad to average golfers that play like the final 4 holes like extremely well. It's what brings you back to the course. This is what Bo Bichette's doing.
He's going to finish the year hitting like 285 with 31 home runs. And it was like, it's a good year for Bo.
15 stolen bases, like, no.
That was a trash year. He just did it in September. So Bichette's there. Swanson gets the lefty spot. Shortstop, kind of? Kyle Farmer versus a lefty?
Yeah, Kyle Farmer.
3,600. Jorge Mateo, I know he's been struggling, but, he's our guy, righty on the mound, so maybe he has some stolen base upside there. Fletcher, punt play leadoff guy, 3,100. Against Erod there, he hits lefties better than righties, generally.
Elvis. 2,700.
Yeah, do we just go back?
It's not like the best spot, but also we know if anything, like Logan Gilbert has not been that great.
I mean, look at Elvis Andrus, man. Like, geez.
So here's 2 notes. Ready? Yeah. Elvis Andrus 3 for 5 with a home run off Logan Gilbert. Logan Gilbert versus right-handed bats this year. 281 average, 790 OPS, 343 WOBA. Okay. We could just go back to. I think.
So I'm just gonna go like mid-tier, middle infield here, shortstop.
We're gonna get to outfield and probably want to spend up there. Right.
So do we just like throw Gunnar Henderson in our third base spot? And our middle infield, our infield now is Rengifo, Henderson, Andrus.
I mean, it just depends on like the only way we'd change anything is if we wanted to do more. If we wanted to stack more, we've nailed our stacks the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Right. So it's gonna all depend on that. But right now we could leave it like that. Sure.
Yeah, we'll see what we're gonna do. Outfield: Betts, Judge, Ohtani, J-Rod, all over 6K.
Good luck picking one. I mean, like, how can you? What's the argument against any of them? Except like J-Rod's probably the least. Well, like he's rolling right, and he's starting to roll again. So I don't know. Like I think Judge may be last because of the weather. But like, what if that game plays? He's homered in 3 straight games, and he has 54 home runs on the year.
Right.
How do you fade that?
I mean, is there a reason that we just don't put Trout in again?
No, there's none. Zero. No, zero reason.
He's cheaper than all of those guys.
Absolutely crushing lefties.
Right.
Like, absolutely dominating lefties.
So we got are we going back to the Angels here? Rengifo, Trout? Like,
look, we have
the blueprint. We know where to go here.
Like, I mean, at this point, we're probably going back to the well. Thinking about it, like, they're not going to be that popular. Like, Coors is here. And the Brewers are super cheap.
I agree. I think Coors is going to dominate a lot of that rostership. I'm with you. So I mean, we're kind of way down to an Angel stack. Under 6K, listen, I like Jordan, Springer, fine, Acuna with the lefty matchup. Cedric Mullins, if we want to get different, we go stack Baltimore here.
Yep.
With Henderson and Sedmo. I know Mullins is back to slumping a bit, but we don't think much of White.
And Tendere had 2 home runs yesterday.
Yep. You talked about Tucker's got the BVP versus Otto. Teoscar's there. Oh, man. A lot of interesting spots in that range for guys in that 5K area that we like with a lot of power, a lot of stackability as well. A lot of guys there that you can throw into some stacks.
Yeah, Cunha as well.
Yeah, Cunha.
If you're playing Braves.
Yeah, 100%. Under 5K. I mean, Milwaukee Coors is going to be there, obviously.
Blackman, Yelich, Renfroe.
Let's see.
Brewers are too cheap, man. They're just gonna dominate the rostership.
I agree.
They're just going to dominate the rostership.
I agree.
So.
People will go on that side. McCutcheon's 4K as well.
And they have Garrett Mitchell, who's gonna be like 2K. He's 2,500. They have Tyrone Taylor. If he cracks the lineup, he doubled down the other day. And he's 2,800.
Yeah, I'm so upset because I looked at Tyrone Taylor and I kept McCutcheon in instead.
Yep, same. That was the night that I could have. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, you changed everything that night. So.
Yeah, Dylan Cease. I moved up Dylan Cease.
Yeah, you tweeted it. I kept Dylan Cease in my lineup that night, but
must be nice.
Yeah, it was okay. I just didn't have the right brewer there. We played profile last night. I don't know, harder spot against Kelly.
Yep.
Winker against Cueto at 3,800. Connor Joe's 37 in core. McCarthy, man. I mean, I don't know. Are we afraid of any pitcher with him?
No.
2 stolen bases last night, right?
No.
He doesn't give you the home run, so he steals twice instead. So
with a lefty on the hill.
I know.
They're showing him some respect. $3,600.
The guy does it all. He does. I know he's not 3K anymore. So McCarthy is certainly in play. Riley Green against Mayers. If you're not going in that direction, 340 for him lately. Yep. Starting to heat up as the season goes. Let's see. Nootbaar's going to lead off at 3,300, and we're always in on him. Jace Peterson's 3,300 as a lefty against Cool. Yeah, Milwaukee's going to have like 35%.
Yep.
Minimum.
In cash it's going to be 50+% everywhere.
Yeah. Taylor Ward we played last night. A couple walks, hit RBI.
Yeah, came through.
Yep, came through for sure.
It's lefties specifically. So.
Yep. Under 3K. Anybody?
Brendan Donovan, if he's hitting second in this Cardinals lineup.
Sure.
Gavin Sheets, if he's hitting the top of the lineup, he has double dong upside. I guess we have to mention that Lewis Britton is leading off for the Giants and hit 2 home runs last night.
I know, it's wild.
He gets a lefty again.
2,600 for Framber Reyes here against Justin Dunn.
Yeah, and I was going to say Ian Happ too. The Cubs could be interesting. I don't think they have like amazing pieces, but Franmil Happ as like a little mini stack. You mentioned Stone Garrett, John, and then he homered again last night.
I know. We're all high on Corbin Carroll, who's 2,500 again. And Stone Garrett homered. So, yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that spot for him. If Dickerson's in the lineup at 2,400, I think that's an easy spot for him.
Just rakes.
Yep. Let's see. Ozuna homered the other day, but I don't really want to play Ozuna.
No. Lane Thomas.
Dude, I wrote up, we both talked about Lane Thomas. In that Mets game, he goes 0 for 5.
And he's
look what he's done
raked.
Since.
Yeah, he's just raking. Getting on base, hitting leadoff.
Yeah, I like Lane Thomas here. I'd play Lane Thomas again.
Same.
At 2,300. We're gonna, if we're gonna go different ways to spend around here, Thomas is a pretty good value. Again, depending on how you want to build this lineup, right? You could take Henderson out. You could throw Lane Thomas in there. We could spend up for third baseman if we wanted to. Yep. All possible. I think Thomas is probably a pretty good spot there. I got nothing else though. I don't know. What you do. All right, give me your home run.
About to just go back to back with Trout.
Could. You're allowed.
Can't go Coors. Yeah, I'll just go Trout. Back-to-back games.
All right, Trout works. I'm going to go, let's see. Who's going to homer today? Give me Jimenez. Let's do it.
Eloy?
No, Andres.
Okay.
Let's go with it. Why not? I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his. So, that's where I'm going.
Okay. Bubich stinks against lefties.
He's not good. All right, we got to build a lineup here.
I say with all this value, we could probably spend up.
We're playing. Are we going to play Kyle Wright?
I was going to say Framber and Kyle Wright.
Okay.
Be and don't even worry about anything below these dudes.
Framber, Kyle Wright are in. Catcher, we wanted to spend down, or did we want to get some cores? We could spend down, we could go cores.
I mean, we could just literally punt catcher with cores. Like, that could be our course.
Well, let me ask. Would you rather Kybert and Quintana or Narvaez?
Kybert's fine, too. Hits in 2 straight multi-hit games. Centerpiece of the Trey Turner trade, so highly coveted prospect.
So if we have it as currently constituted, we have Framber and Kyle Wright. We have Kybert Ruiz at catcher. We have Rengifo, Henderson, and Andrews at second, third, and short. And we have Trout in the outfield. That's 4K a player for first base and 2 outfielders. If we threw Lane Thomas in the outfield, that is about 5K a player for the last outfielder and first baseman. And that gives us a little bit of, I don't know where Kybert hits in that lineup. Does he hit in the middle?
Yeah, it's right in the middle.
Could give us the 1-4, the 1-3.
Do you want to do an Angels? Do you want to do an Angel stack?
Yeah, we have it.
So
Ohtani and Ward.
Yep, and that gives us $400 left over.
Yep, we're back. right back to where we were.
Run it back, Turbo.
We're running it back. And you're good with Henderson and Andrews, right?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so that's what we got. We got Framber Valdez, Kyle Wright, Kybert Ruiz, Shohei Ohtani at first base, Luis Rengifo at second base, Gunnar Henderson at third, Elvis Andrus at short, Mike Trout, Lane Thomas, Taylor Ward in your outfield. We're going back to the well with the 4-man Angel stack, a mini 2-man National stack, and one-offs of Henderson and Andrus here. That is it. We'll be in the Discord. Are you on the playbook today, James, or is it Pete Cole?
It is me.
James on the playbook, so get him in Discord with any of your questions. You get a good idea of where he's going with that playbook, and we will catch you guys later.